employees has become a little bit of a trend too. Sometimes you see a trend. I want to see and get more on a breakdown of what's going on in retail overall for the stores and for the workers. Aaron Sorensen's with us, Chief Behavioral Scientist, Head of Transformation, Lotus Blue Consulting. Thank you for being with us. Where do we stand? Is it still a tight labor market? Are people still able to find jobs, or where's the scrutiny?
Yeah. Well, first of all, Nicole, it's great to be with you. It was interesting to see today where the retail sales numbers missed, and I think they were the lowest in the last year or so. But in terms of your question, in terms of attraction and retention in the retail market, one of the things we're seeing is we kind of call this 1 foot out the door, 1 foot in the door. We're seeing that because of the changing dynamics of retail conditions, and specifically less job postings for retail associates. The associates are feeling like they have considerably less leverage. So we start to see this bifurcation where a certain population of retail associates really want to stay in their jobs. So we're seeing more stability. And then we see some of the retail workers, call them in their late teens, 20s, early 30s, that have that 1 foot out the door, that are looking for their next opportunity. So we like to tell the retail clients that we serve that your talent strategies have a short shelf life because of the changing dynamics, and you have 1 foot out the door, 1 foot in the door.
So when we look at these retail sales numbers, which fell the most since March, there were some surprises, a plunge in auto sales and things like that. There's a few things that are happening, right? Maybe people had a holiday hangover, maybe they just weren't shopping as much, but they're picking and choosing. I mean, they are spending money. People are spending money. Just they're picking and choosing where they spend the money, right? So advice to retailers on the kinds of employees or the kind of things that they can put out there for folks to have people come there and shop. I mean, whether it's like loyalty programs or super courteous workers or things like that.
Yeah. Well, I think what we saw in the data is that the services, restaurants, bars and restaurants actually did a little bit more favorably. And that's not surprising. I mean, we're seeing sort of a general shift towards experiences and being together more so with your friends. So I'm not surprised by that. I also think I saw one of the economists, maybe from Wells Fargo, cite the fact that we had some really, really cold temperatures over the last couple of months. I don't know about you, but I'm in Chicago, and I really didn't want to go out to my local mall to go freeze and do any shopping. So I think that could attribute to some of it. But I think when it comes to really creating the right experience for customers, and if you think about those brick and mortar retail outlets, really making sure that you have employees that are engaged and have opportunities to really connect with the customer. One of the things that we're seeing when it comes to the retail workforce is that those retailers that are able to design jobs that are not boring, that allow you to interact with customers and create those connections with the product and the consumers that are interested in those products. Stores like Lululemon, for example, do a really, really good job of that, of connecting with the consumer and creating their jobs in a way that you're doing that you're having interactions on the shop floor. I think those are going to be the retailers that are going to do well.
Yeah, and over there at Lotus Blue Consulting, are you helping folks to be better at getting these jobs? Because sometimes they say, don't say this in the interview, do say that in the interview. Are you also helping the retailers how to refine and retain those employees that you were saying 1 foot out the door employees?
Yeah, we mostly work with the retailers themselves, working with their leadership teams to come up with the talent strategy will help attract, motivate, and retain talent. And one of the things that we're really seeing that's unique about the research that we've done now over the last 3 years, and includes over 350 retailers and well over 3,000 retail associates, is that retailers need to deploy both an offensive and a defensive strategy. And so what I mean by that is
Right.
you need to do things as a retailer to be offensive and attract talents to your organization. Things like having enjoyable work, having an environment with great coworkers and great managers, offering educational benefits. And then in terms of those things that retail associates often find as repellents, being able to pay enough to take that off the table where it becomes not an issue. Ensuring that schedule flexibility is appropriate so that The schedule works with the individual needs of the associate depending upon their life needs. And then also, one of the things that
Yeah.
we really see that's starting to become table stakes is educational benefits.
Yeah, and just look, we're out of time, but I mean, is it still work from home? Are people, when you talk about flexibility for schedules, do people want lighter schedules? Just very quickly.
Uh, Not for retail associates when we're thinking about brick and mortar. They actually want to be among their coworkers and socializing with customers. That's one of the primary drivers of being in the retail workforce. So it's not a work from home model, at least for the non corporate
Right,
staff.
right. All right. Aaron Sorensen, thank you so much, Chief Behavioral Scientist and Head of Transformation at Lotus Blue Consulting. Thank you for that.